Hi guys! Who's excited for our last day of virtual VBS? I know I am. So I'm outside at the church's garden, which is super fun. There's some fresh peas right here. Those are my favorite to eat from the garden. And I see lots of tomatoes over there in the cages. So, in our story today, it talks about having a fresh start. Okay, how many of you do you know what a fresh start is? So sometimes it means we just have to wipe it all away and start fresh. And that's what a lot of people do in their gardens. They'll start fresh. They will plant gardens for so many years, and then after a few years, they'll give their garden a break. Some farmers do this, but instead of starting fresh, they'll plant something different. So you might see a cornfield one year has corn, and the next year it might have soybeans. Just to give it a fresh start, and then the soil is able to rejuvenate itself. So, I know sometimes it can be overwhelming to start new, but it really is a good feeling afterwards. Or if you clean your room, that's a good feeling too. My papers might blow away today, so we'll see how this goes. Okay, so I'm gonna read our story now, okay? And then we'll talk about it a little bit. Ready? The people of Israel journeyed through the vast wilderness for many years. Finally, they arrived at Mount Sinai, where they rested. God gave instructions to their leader Moses for their life in this new land. These were the things God said. In this land we will practice Sabbath together. This will happen not only on the 7th day, but on the 7th year. For 6 years we will do regular work, plant seeds, we'll grow and prune and harvest fruits, but in the 7th year we'll let the land rest. Even the land needs peace and quiet. Everyone be able to harvest and eat whatever the land gives us in that 7th year. So the Sabbath day, the 7th day, is Sunday for us. That's our Sabbath day, is Sunday, and that's when we go to church and do all that stuff. Granted, we do church on Wednesdays too, because we just need all the extra days in there. But a Sabbath is just that extra day, and that's the day for rest. And so what God said was after 7 years, you need a year of rest too. And that's when they would get to take a rest and eat all their harvest. In the 50th year, we'll celebrate Jubilee together. This will be like the Sabbath every 7 years, where we'll let the land rest. It will be a fresh start for the whole community, the land and the people, and everyone will go to their own homes and be together in joy. It is a holy time and will be fed and nourished by whatever the land gives us. In this time, we will respond with justice by giving fresh starts. This means that we will be fair and honest to one another. We will take care of those who are sick, alone, old, or need help. We will welcome people who are from different countries, and they will be like family. We will work for people's freedom. We will all work together to help everyone's rest and rejoice in God's abundance. I will bless this land during this year, so you do not have to work the land. I promise we will all be fed and nourished by the land's gifts. So, in that story, God made a point to say that we need to have those fresh starts sometimes. Sometimes it can be as simple as just giving your garden a break, or sometimes it's cleaning your room and starting fresh with a brand new room. Sometimes it's a fresh start and saying, I'm gonna be a better listener this year, or I'm gonna talk to everyone I meet. And sometimes we have to do fresh starts that scare us, like starting a new school year. We don't really know what's gonna happen this fall, but I guarantee it'll be a great year and we'll have a great fresh start this fall. Okay, so in our sending here, okay, we've learned a lot about compassion over the last few weeks, right? And I know I've learned a lot from you guys. We learned that compassion begins with seeing, feeling, and welcoming, right? So you gotta see something, and then you're gonna feel it in your heart, and then you gotta welcome it into you too, okay? We talked about how compassion helps us be brave and how it's important to love and care for ourselves. We learned last time how it helps us to be open to the people we encounter along the way and to trust God to lead us, right? All right, so for our last session, we explore how compassion gives us fresh starts. through the beautiful tradition of Jubilee. So Jubilee means fresh start, right? Have you ever had Jubilee salad? It's pretty nummy. Jubilee helps us see, feel, and trust God's abundance. There's enough for everyone, right? There's enough love out there for everyone. We can love everyone. And we can make space to rest together and to gather at the table and care for those who need the most help, right? All right, so here's some things I want you to think about for the rest of the summer. Why are fresh starts important? Why do you think it's important to rest? Why do you think it's important to celebrate? What do we celebrate? And how does this help us share God's compassion? Okay, so some things for you to think about. Alrighty, so here's the ways that you can show compassion for the rest of your lives, okay? So you're gonna see it and you're gonna welcome it. So don't shy away from compassion, it's a good thing. And then be brave and show up. That means that sometimes even if we don't like it or we're scared of it, we still have to show up and be there, right? Another way is to love yourself. So you have to love you and everything that makes you special. 2 more. Being present with each other. Remember, sometimes being present doesn't always mean that you're standing right next to them, but you're in their thoughts and prayers and in their lives. And sometimes it's as simple as just saying hi. And then our last one is to make sure we have fresh starts, right? Helping everyone have their fresh start if they need it. And when we do these things, we show God's love and peace and justice with the world, right? Okay, so we're going to do our closing prayer. And I'm holding my phone, so I can only do one hand. So you're going to do one hand on your head and one hand on your heart, and then repeat after me for our prayer. All right, here we go. Joyful Spirit, your loving hands are always creating freedom, release, and fresh starts. Help us do the same today by caring for all living things. With gentleness and care, open us to humbly receive that same care ourselves. Make our hearts smile and our actions sing with your promise of abundance toward the whole world. Amen. Thanks everybody for joining us for our virtual VBS this year. Hopefully next year we can be in person. I'm super excited to start seeing everybody again. Bye.